Monday. I'm so happy to see you all here. I'm so happy to see everybody here today. Happy Monday. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I'm so happy to see people. Well, no one's in chat right now. But I'm so happy. I'm so happy I could be here for you all today. It is early Monday morning. It's a gloomy Monday morning on my end after a beautiful weekend. We got a gloomy Monday morning. My eye tracking's a little wonky today, so please don't mind it. Please don't mind it too much. Fixing up my settings kinda got me all wonky-eyed. So please don't mind it. But yeah, hello, hi, good morning. Good morning. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I really did. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I hope everyone is having a great time. The weekend was beautiful here in New York. Words are hard today. I woke up severely tongue-tied, a little mush brain. The weather was beautiful here where I live, and it was a beautiful, beautiful weekend. I had a great weekend. I spent it playing D&D with my friends as I do every weekend, and I went to the beach with my friends too. It was so much fun. I haven't been to the beach in so long, and it was a great time. It was a great time. I had a great weekend. I went to the beach. I got some sunburns. I went swimming, even though I can't swim. So yeah. How was everyone else's weekend? I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. So I want to talk about the schedule for this week. I want to hear about everyone else's weekends. And we can just talk about random stuff for a little while. Like I said, my weekend was great. I had D&D with my friends as always. And I went swimming at the beach. I don't know how to swim. I'm not a very strong swimmer, as a matter of fact. I'm actually a pretty weak swimmer. But I had a great time. I'm just fixing myself up here real quick. Just give me a second. Okay, that works better. That works so much better. Just gotta fix myself up just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I had a great weekend. I went to the beach. I went with my D&D group friends because they're one of my few friend groups that I have. I had a great time. I got to wear a new bathing suit. I got to go swimming at the beach. I got to just chill out in the sun. I got sunburned. Not too badly. Just a little bit on my face. A little bit on my shoulders. Just, par for the course. But I had a great time. Creator was happy that I was able to go out and socialize. So, it was always a great time. Always a great time. Yeah. But yeah, so that was my weekend. I wonder how yours was. How was your weekend, you guys? Did you have a good time? Did you have fun? Hi, Regan. Hi. I gotta message you later. I gotta message you to set up for tomorrow's stream. Yes, because I need your PNG. I need your reactive. I need to get that. So that way I can set up the stream for tomorrow, which I'm excited about. I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about that. Tomorrow's my birthday. I'm excited to celebrate my birthday. I'm excited to celebrate my birthday with friends, which would be so much fun. Yes, it'd be so much fun. I'm excited. I have some really bad. Hold on, I'm having some really bad lag with my chat, so I'm only just starting to see the messages. Hold on. Hold on. Why am I getting such bad lag? Why am I getting bad lag? Hold on. I got message lag. Hold on. Regan is really good at chilling with the animals and take. That was awesome. That's awesome, Regan. You get to take care. You're taking care of animals. I can't talk today. I can't talk today. Yeah. I want to be able to have that, so that way we can party together on my stream. It'd be fun. I'm excited. I'm so excited to party with you and Cal. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. I'm so excited. I got a couple of things lined up. Nothing too crazy. Just a couple of little random things here and there that we can just enjoy together. Nothing crazy. Like no like real like games or anything, like maybe like playing Would You Rather, or I found the site that does the the trolley theory. You know what that is, right? Like if you had a trolley and it's going on one track and one the other, and there's one person on one track and there's like 5 people on the other track, and you have to pull the pulley to make sure which one you're gonna off. It's like one of those decision. It's like one of those decision ones. The Charlie. You see when we start streaming. Let's do it. We start streaming. I don't know, and just talk a lot of crap. I just like talking with you guys. So for me, it's just gonna be so much fun, just talking and BSing around and having a good time. Just having a good time. Anyway, so tomorrow's my birthday stream. I'm so excited. I can't believe it. Another year around the sun. I have lived another year. Watch me cook for 7 hours and not speak a single word. I'm actually a pretty fast cook, so watching me cook will only take maybe at most an hour if I was gonna make like a full course meal. Or maybe just a little longer, depending on what I'm making. I don't know. But yeah. Let's see. So yeah, tomorrow's my birthday stream. There's no stream on Wednesday as per usual. I never stream on Wednesdays. I'm trying to work out some stuff for Wednesday streams on Twitch. Just trying to experimenting with some stuff, seeing how some stuff lines up. I'm thinking also about doing reading streams on Twitch as well, but with books that are a little bit more geared towards a mature audience. I do have some stories that have a bit more mature content, like more violent, more suggestive content, which are really good reads, and I would love to share them with you. Longer reads too, like I have full novels and series and stuff that probably wouldn't be safe to read on YouTube, but I will read them on Twitch. And I think that would be a lot of fun. I'm just, that's like something I've been planning on for Twitch streaming. Let's see. Challenge show new case cooking out at the don't do all that. That's so mean, Reagan. Don't do all that. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing reading streams because I have a lot of books that I think would be a lot more entertaining to read on stream, and that are a little bit more, like I said, a little bit more mature themes, a bit more has more suggestive content. And I think that would be a lot more fun to read on Twitch, so I'm trying to set up for that. I'm trying to see if I can make some games work on my computer and on streaming. So I'm test streaming a whole bunch of stuff. That's what I've been doing lately with my Wednesdays and weekends when I'm not playing D&D or hanging out with my D&D group. I've been play testing a lot of stuff, been trying to see what works, what doesn't work. So yeah. A co-reader? Yeah, I can suggest you some books I think you might enjoy, Regan. There's one I do have lined up. It's a very thick boy. Ah! Hold on! Let me know! Ah! Lemmy's being bad. He's been making a lot of noise this morning. So don't be surprised if you hear a lot of that ringing sound. That's one of his favorite sounds to alert me to stuff. Yeah, Regan, I have a couple of books. Yeah, he likes to make the phone sound. It's really hard because he likes to copy our landline phone, so sometimes it's really hard to tell which is the landline and which is him. I can tell the difference. So I have to mute and tell him to shut up. Because sometimes he'll just keep going and going and going, and he won't stop. It's annoying. That's one of his favorite sounds. Sometimes he likes to do lawnmower sounds. Sometimes he likes to do, construction sounds. It gets very annoying sometimes. It's just his way of kind of announcing his presence. He has to do that at least once every stream. At least once every stream he does that. It's annoying. But yeah, I have a book I wanted to read. I want you to check out. Actually, I have a few books. There's the one I plan to read for the first Twitch stream. It's called The Child Thief. It's very good. I'm suggesting it to you because it's a thick boy. It's a very long read. I do plan on doing longer Twitch streams, of my more unsay-so content. So it's a thickums. So if you want to ever read with me, Regan, you're more than welcome to. I can send you I can send you a couple of titles if you want to check them out beforehand, so that way when I do the reading stream, because that's not going to happen on Twitch for a while, because I want to make sure I have a whole bunch of stuff planned, so that way I'm not, you know, doing what I usually do during this week on here on YouTube is scrambling to make up a schedule. So I'm just planning ahead a bit, so I can happily send you some titles if you want. Lemmy is a eldritch anomaly with no real shape or form. He takes the shape of whoever inhabits him, but he likes to make his presence known from time to time. Sometimes he gets really active, and he ends up showing up horrors in the background. But he's been very, very good lately. He's been more dormant as of late, so he's not gonna show any creepy, crawly stuff every once in a while. Because sometimes he does it at night. Like at night, or during like the spooky season, he likes to be more active, because I guess the energies of the world is a lot thinner. You know, the veil is a lot thinner, so he can have the energy to like actually manifest in some shape or form. But honestly, he's not terrible. I'm used to the Eldritch Nightmares, so it doesn't bother me very much. It really bothers Creator. He doesn't like being here at all. Yeah, The Child Thief is one I'm reading, that I plan to read first on my channel. It's a thick boy. It has a lot of pages. I will happily send you the title. I can actually send it to you now. Let me get on Discord real quick. I can send it to you now. The title and the author, and see if you like it, cause it's a good story. It's basically like a retelling of Peter Pan, but it's really dark. Really dark. This author, the author that I like, he has written books. He's written illustrated books, his own books with his own artwork. And he's done like some retelling of stories. Like he did a Toy Story-esque retelling, which is really good, and I would love to read it, but I have to get the book again because I can't find the original book that I had. So, and it's it's so hard. It was such a limited release book that it's really hard and really expensive to replace. So I would have to find a way to replace it soon, so I can read it, because it's actually quite good. It's quite good. The illustrations are amazingly detailed, dark, gory, but with whimsy, and it's so good. I love this artist. He goes by Brom, Gerald Brom. He's such a good writer, and such a good artist. I highly recommend it. So yeah, I sent you the title of the first book I plan to read over Discord. I hope you get that. It took me a whole year to read book 3 of Game of Thrones, and then the week that I've been hustling. Yeah, well, you've also been reading with Cal on his stream, so I guess it would be a lot faster. I guess it would be a lot faster reading with somebody else than it is by yourself. Yeah, I highly recommend buying the book too, because it's so good. It's so good. Oh, Booby! Sorry, I hear Booby meowing at me. Booby! Come, Booby. What you doing? What's wrong? He got spooked earlier by Lemmy, because Lemmy was doing construction sounds, and really loud too, like construction and lawnmower sounds, and Booby doesn't like those sounds, so he's rightly a little bit freaked out. Yeah, I've been enjoying watching those streams with you and Cal too. It's been super fun. I was enjoying them. But yeah, so that's what I plan to do for the Twitch streams for Wednesday. But I have yet to finish like planning out a schedule. I like to at least plan out a schedule at least a month or so in advance, just so that I can have like, you know, that way I'm not stressing myself out and making a schedule like I do every week here. Anyway, yes, so on Thursday we're going on another reading stream. We're doing another reading stream. I usually do my reading streams on Tuesday, but since my birthday's on Tuesday, I moved it this week to Thursday. And we're going to start reading Holes by Louis Sakar. That is a classic. It has a movie. If you're familiar with Holes, the movie with Shia LaBeouf and them, it was so good. It's such a good movie. Such a good movie. It was the most faithful adaptation from book to movie I have ever watched, and I still love it to this day, and I will love nothing more than to read the book for you guys. the changes that they did in the movie from the book were so minor, just for the sake of the health of the actors. So I just love. I cannot rave enough about both the movie and the book, and I will be happy to read the book with you guys this week and next week too. So no drawing stream this week. I know I love the drawing streams too, but I have to. I want to finish one project before I start another. So yeah. That's gonna be the thing that's gonna happen this week. And this Friday, we're gonna continue our journey to Undertale. We're gonna continue our journey on Undertale. I'm so happy. I'm beyond happy that I was able to make Undertale work. I am so beyond happy I was able to make Undertale work on my computer and on my stream. So I am excited to continue playing it. I'm so excited to continue playing it. And yeah, oh, thanks for stopping. Thank you for stopping by. I look forward to seeing your presence on my streams, Regan. You're always a ray of sunshine. You're a friend of the channel, and you're always a ray of sunshine here. So I'm super happy that you can be here. Absolutely no. I know it's super late. I know it's super late on your end. So please go get some rest, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll probably see you around this time tomorrow, but I will message you later when you wake up, so that way, we can finish setting up the streams and stuff. Okay? Have a good night, my friend. Have a good night. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. All that fun, fluffy stuff. Yay! But yeah, so that's what's gonna happen this week. I have a collaboration stream, my birthday stream with my friends, Calorin Frosttail and Mage Knight Regan, and as well as a reading stream and a drawing stream and other future plans. Let's talk about that. Because I know I'm very wholesome here on YouTube when it comes to see you, have a good night. So when it comes to like the Twitch streams, I know I've spoken a bit about it before, but I haven't actually gone into any detail or any information about it yet, because I do have a Twitch channel. As I planned on streaming on both here and on Twitch at the same time, but unfortunately, my stream settings and my computer cannot handle it because my computer is a potato. Hi, Ungold! Good morning! Thank you for being here! How are you? We're just talking about the weekend and the weekly schedule. How was your weekend? I hope it was wonderful. I hope you had a fun time. I hope you enjoyed yourself. How are you doing, my friend? How are you doing today? Sweet Flooful. I hope you're doing great. I had a great weekend. I played D&D with my friends, and I went to the beach. Got a little bit sunburned, but that's what happens when you go to the beach. My muscles are sore from trying to swim, and I had a great time. And I hope you had a great weekend too. Please tell me about your weekend. I look forward to learning. I look forward to hearing. Lemmy, no! Stop it! Hold on 1 second. 1 second. I'm sorry. Okay, I should probably explain Lemmy. I have to explain Lemmy. Okay, so for those who are new here, I have to explain a little bit about myself. I am Kind and Considerate. I live in a basement full of different anomalies because my creator is a scientist. He created me as a companion. And I have my bedroom. My bedroom is not an ordinary bedroom. In fact, I don't know what my bedroom is. We think it's an eldritch anomaly because my bedroom is sentient. My bedroom is a sentient being that takes form of whoever inhabits it. So of course, I get a bedroom space, but my bedroom is alive. It is an eldritch being, and he likes to make noise. His name is Lemmy. We named this bedroom Lemmy because he is a living thing, and we don't know what to classify or call him as. So there will be times where Lemmy makes a lot of noise in the background to kind of alert to his livingness. He makes phone rings, he makes lawnmower and construction sounds. It's really annoying sometimes, but Lemmy likes to make his presence known every once in a while. So, I'm sorry if you hear any noises, that's just Lemmy being Lemmy. Sometimes I can't tell the difference whether he mimics our phone or he's actually the phone. So sometimes I have to check and make sure. But Lemmy is Lemmy, and Lemmy is an eldritch being that turns into my bedroom. So sometimes you'll probably see weird stuff happening in the background. Not often. Lately he's been very, very good. So if you ever see anything happening weird in the background, just ignore it. For the sake of your sanity, just ignore it. And yeah. But Lemmy's usually pretty good. He doesn't usually show off his weirdness until like around the spooky season where the veil is pretty thin. So yeah. So sorry for any background noises you may hear. It's usually just Lemmy being Lemmy. And yeah. But well, I was talking about the week. So yes. So this week's schedule, tomorrow I'm having a collaboration for my birthday. It's my birthday tomorrow, you guys. I'm going to do a collaboration stream with two VTuber friends of mine, Calvin Frosthill and Mage Knight Regan. Sorry, I'm a little congested and a little breathy today because everything is terrible. It is humid where I am. It is rainy, and the humidity triggers my asthma. Something awful. So please don't mind if I'm a little wheezing or a little sniffly today. So yeah. But the weekend was beautiful. I'm sad it's not beautiful anymore. It's just a raining mess today. Yeah. But I have a little bit of lag in my chat, so if you send me a message and I don't answer it right away, just give it a minute. I always tend to have a little bit of a lag between my chat, my stream, and what you're seeing. So if I don't get to your comment right away, please forgive me. I'm doing the best I can with what I have here. Sometimes mommy YouTube gets laggy, so I have to do what I have to do here. So yes, this week, tomorrow, I'm having my birthday stream, and I'm streaming with my two VTuber friends, whom I love very, very much. They're some of my best friends, and I absolutely adore having them. If you've seen some of my past streams, you will be familiar with Cal. Cal is one of my friends who likes to come on my streams, and we talk a lot of crap, and we just have a lot of fun, and it's generally a chaotically good time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And that'll be the first time I'm introducing Regan into my stream. They are a fantastic person. They are funny and sweet, and also as chaotic. So it'll be one hell of a time. And yeah, we're just gonna do a whole bunch of random stuff while we celebrate my birthday. Wednesday I do not stream because for Wednesdays I do plan on streaming on my Twitch, which is what I was talking about earlier. I do very wholesome content here on YouTube. Well, as wholesome as I can have it here. And on Twitch, I plan on doing some less say-so content on Twitch for the simple fact that YouTube is a little bit strict with their TOS, what can and can't be put on YouTube. They're flexible to a point, but the content I have lined up for Twitch is definitely more mature themed, mature geared. I have books that I would love to read that I can't read here that I'm going to read on Twitch that are a little bit more mature themed with some suggestive content. So that's something I plan on doing over on Twitch. Not anytime soon because I'm still working things out and planning things out. Certain games I want to be able to play. If I can play them on Twitch, I will be able to. As most people know, and for the new people here, I run on a potato. So gaming on here is extremely difficult. I got so lucky with Undertale because I've tried playing other games before. I've tried playing Grease, which is a game I really would love to play on stream. It's a lovely, lovely game. From what I've seen, I haven't played it fully. So from what I've seen, it's a beautiful game. I tried playing Dream Daddy, but that was also very, very laggy, and it crashed. It almost crashed the stream. So that'll be something we'll have to work on. Maybe it will work better on Twitch, I'm not sure, but we will figure it out. So yeah, I've been play testing, I've been trying to make things work both for here and on Twitch. So pretty soon, not anytime soon, I'm probably by the time we come to fall, maybe, like once we get to autumn, I might have everything set up enough so that I can stream on Twitch. So I have things lined up that still working out the kinks. But yeah, so Wednesday, no streams. I never stream on Wednesday. At least not right now until we get the Twitch stuff worked out. Until then, I usually take the time to rest my voice and to like I said, test things on Wednesdays. So yeah, so on Thursday we'll start a new book. Thursday I'm doing the reading stream. I normally do my reading streams on Tuesday, but since it's going to be my birthday, I will move it to Thursday this week. And we will be reading Holes by Louis Sakar. It is a good book. The movie was fantastic. One of the best book to movie adaptations I've ever seen. So I will be reading the book this week. We'll be starting it at least. And then Friday, of course, we're gonna come back to Undertale. We're gonna continue our journey. We had made it to Snowden in our last playthrough. I'm a little mush mouth this morning, so please forgive me. Well, then again, English is hard. English and speaking is hard. I have a speech impediment. For those of you who don't know, I have a bit of a speech impediment that I've worked through my whole life. It's getting better and better as I get older, but I still have a problem with stuttering and lisp and a stutter. But you know, it happens. It happens. That's it is what it is. I grew up in a different way than most people do. So you know, being a cat in a basement, being raised by a scientist and a cat person in the basement, you don't get conventional learning. We tried, but the cat ears and the tail kind of made it difficult. So yeah, but yeah, so that's the plan for the week. I'm especially excited for tomorrow's stream. It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be chaotic. I really hope you all can be there because it's gonna be a whole party, and I'm excited. So yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a party. Yeah, I mean, it'll be the first time I celebrate with friends here on YouTube, and it'll be great. It'll be so great. I'm looking forward to it so much. Let's see. But yeah, so that's my plans for the week. That's basically what I have lined up. I do want to read, like I said, for my plans for Twitch, which are few and far, still far away, but I like to talk about it because it helps me brainstorm a bit. Because I would like to read books that are a bit more suggestive, a bit more mature themed, because I know on YouTube, YouTube doesn't really like super mature stuff, or super, like, suggestive or violent stuff here. And some of the books I have are very descriptive, and they are more geared to mature audiences. They have themes that are very much, uncomfortable for some people. You know, and I like to keep things a little bit more wholesome here on YouTube, a little bit more accessible. So everything's definitely gonna go on Twitch. I have plans to just play more mature games. Like I would love to play. There's this game I wanted to play. Oh my god, what was it called? Oh gosh, I forgot. It was a game that has some very dark themes that I would love to have played. It was popular for a little while on YouTube, but YouTube took away a lot of those videos because, you know, the themes, the themes of that game was very dark and very graphic. But it was such a beautiful game. Like the storytelling was amazing. I was so into the world building was Martha is dead. That's the name of the game. Martha is dead. That's the name of the game. I don't know if Twitch also takes it off because of how the game is. But it's such an intense game. The gameplay I've seen of it has been absolutely fantastic. Very, very, very graphic game. Very much centered around violence and mystery. I think it was World War II-esque themed. Yeah, so it's a very intense game. A very, very intense game, and I was looking forward to seeing it being played, but YouTube didn't like it very much because of the themes that it had, so maybe Twitch might be a little easier. I'm not sure. I know Twitch can be just as strict with their TOS, so it's something to work out. It's something to work out. That would be a game if I can make it work, I will play it. Let's see. But yeah, I have plenty of books that I would love to read. There's one called The Child Thief by one of my favorite authors, goes by Brum. And that story is basically a more gritty retelling of Peter Pan, set in a more modern age, and it is a very graphic story. Very, very, very fun read. If you've read it before, if you've heard of it, if you want to read it, I would suggest it. It has some pretty heavy themes though. Some very mildly uncomfortable themes, so read at your own discretion. But it is actually quite a good story. I have some series lined up that are also a bit more mature themed, not something that's extremely scandalous, but definitely has mature elements in it that I would also love to read on Twitch streams and stuff like that. But that will be something to look forward to in the future. But today I'm just here relaxing and chilling with you all. I have a nice hot cup of coffee, and yeah, I would love to hear about your weekend, so please let me know what you guys did. I am always the curious cat, and I always love to get to know my floofles so much. I always want to get to know my floofles. So yeah, if you guys want to share about your weekend, please do. I always love to interact with my chat. That's the one thing I would love to let the new people who come here know. I love to interact with my chat. I love to talk to people. I love being able to talk to you guys like one-on-one when I can. It's just something I enjoy. I really do enjoy being with my chat. I know a lot of VTubers do that, but when, once the numbers get too big, that it's a lot more difficult. But I plan to do it, even if my numbers do get big. I do want to be able to keep interacting with you all as the best I can. I know our numbers are small right now. Our Floofle family is a bit on the small side, but it's okay. I love our small family right now. Although I did want to see if I can make a goal for myself that we can reach like at least 100 Floofles by the end of the year. That would be lovely. That would be great, actually. I wish we can have 100 Floofles by the end of the year. That would be nice. A whole bunch of us would be like one big happy family. It would be so nice. Especially since I didn't grow up with a conventional family. It would be super nice to have all of us here together and just to hang out and talk and stuff. It'd be great. It'd be great. Let's see. But yeah, so this Thursday's reading of Holes is going to be one of my favorites. It's another favorite book of mine from childhood that I thoroughly enjoy reading. The movie was great. I didn't even know. I saw the movie first, and I didn't know it was a book. And when I read the book and then watched the movie again, I was so surprised at how accurate the movie actually got the book. I was stunned because, you know how it is. Some book to movie adaptations, they tend to stray from the path, or they don't get everything right, or they leave out some stuff that actually is imperative to the story, just to make it a different story entirely. And I hate those sort of things. Like the Harry Potter series that I used to read as a kid, the movies were great. Before we all learned that J.K. Rowling sucks. The movies are great, but when I read the books, a lot of key elements had been taken out. Some key characters, too, and I was like, ugh. I mean, the movies are still great, but, you're missing a lot of characters that did have important parts in the books, out of the movie, just to focus on the core actors. And I'm like, that's okay, but meh. And Lord of the Rings was also pretty close. They took out some characters and key elements, which didn't really affect the story too much, but you kind of wish I still saw them there, like Tom Bombadil and stuff like that. It's alright. Then we had the god-awful adaptations, like Aragon, their first adaptation. I puked in my mouth when I saw it because I love the Aragon books. I did. I very much. And when I saw the movie, I puked in my mouth and turned it off not even halfway through because I was like, oh, this sucks so much. It's terrible. It's awful. I hate it. Supposedly Disney is going... I think it was Disney. Is it Disney? I think Disney is going to now readapt the book series. I don't know if they're doing it into a movie series or a Disney Plus TV series. Either way, I hope they do a better job than whatever that abomination was that we got years ago when the books were just coming out still, and it's like maybe 1 or 2 books instead of the 4 or 5 that there are now. I actually stopped reading. I can't read Aragon anymore because of the movie. It was so bad that I can't get that visual out of my head. But now I think since it's been years, I might try reading the series again just to see how it holds up. I remember it wasn't the best writing, but it was still an entertaining read. Let's see, what other book to movie adaptations were kind of sucky? Okay, so this might be a little blasphemous, but movie Matilda, based on the Roald Dahl book, I like the movie way more than I like the book. I know that might be blasphemous to say, but I just thoroughly enjoyed the movie more. Like, compared to the book was fairly tame. And while I enjoyed the book, I liked the movie so much more. The casting was great. The casting was definitely great. Danny DeVito and, oh my gosh, what's her name? Mara Wilson, there we go. Did great jobs in that movie. It was so much fun. Mara Wilson was adorable, and she did such a great job as Matilda. Danny DeVito is always a treasure, as always. I love that man. He's a treasure of a human being, and I thought he was so good. A sip of coffee. Let's see. What are there's so many book to movie adaptations that I haven't seen a lot of movies I don't see a lot of movies anymore. For a simple fact is that I just can't be bothered. I get depressed whenever I see a book to movie adaptation nowadays that I'm just like meh. You know, in high school, in my quote unquote teenage years, because let's be honest, I don't know how old I am. I had a very weird growth growing up because as an experiment that was created in a test tube, I was unpredictable. I'm like the first of my kind that was created. So my growth rate was very unpredictable. Creator said that I grew quickly and then I grew slowly. Wait. Oh no. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I'm gonna write it in chat. I'm so sorry. The weather's just been awful here, you guys. I'm gonna write it in my chat as well. Affecting my stream. Sorry for the laggies. So yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if you guys are getting lag or anything like that. If you can't hear me, the stream is breaking because of the terrible weather. It's extremely rainy. My internet is gonna be all wonky. I'm so sorry. It happens. It happens to the best of us. I know it happens to a lot of other VTubers and streamers too. Because I don't know what it is about bad weather affecting like the internet and the Wi-Fi and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe I should invest in an Ethernet cable. I think I might. Get an Ethernet cable, that way it makes it a little easier for me to stream. But I'm so sorry if you guys are getting lag. I'm trying my best. I don't want to give you guys bad content, because I always feel so bad whenever things go wrong and breaks, and I feel guilty. I just want to make sure I give you guys the best content I can give you, that I'm able to give you, because you guys deserve it. You guys deserve such nice things, because you guys are such wonderful floofles. You guys are such wonderful floofles, and you guys all deserve such wonderful things. And I'm going to try my best to give you the best content I can with my limited abilities right here, because originally I wanted this to be a gaming channel. I wanted this to be like a gaming slash variety channel, and the gaming didn't exactly work out the way I planned, but you know, until I can upgrade my computer, it's gonna be what it is for now. I don't know. I just feel bad. I feel guilty. I want to give you guys the best possible content I can give you, and I don't know. I feel like I cannot. It's just imposter syndrome at this point. I don't feel like I can give you guys the best possible content I can give you. Like, I'm limited in what I can do due to my own, like, hardware limitations. I'm running on a hand-me-down potato because Creator didn't want this computer anymore. It's not as if I can just go out and buy a computer for myself, because look at me. I'm a cat person. I go outside, the government's on my ass faster than a fly on poop. So I can't exactly go out like a normal person. I have to take a lot of precautions. Like when I went to the beach, Creator had a hand in it. He made it so that there's a section of the beach that was kind of reserved and quarantined off, you know, under the premise of like waste dumping or something. But it was really just so that me and my friends who do know about me, and they keep my secret very well, which I love very much, can play and have a good time. Because Creator is very much like a father figure to me. And while he's not very much a father, he's very aloof and sometimes he's distant. He does try his best to give me an experience that I can, you know, enjoy. He tries to raise me as normal as possible because I am still a person at the end of the day. Even if with the cat ears and the tail, I'm still a person, and he wants me to have the best possible experience I can. Because I'm the first experiment that has been successful. I've had predecessors before me that he has tried to create, and they failed before the conception. So he doesn't, and as an experiment, we don't know how long my lifespan is due to my rapid growth and now my mature. I think from what Creator has hypothesized from his study with me, he says that I'm at the point where I have a normal growth rate like any other human. So, you know, by year basis. For when I was a little tiny thing that got spawned from a test tube in an incubator, I had a rapid growth. So it's up in the air how old I actually am and how fast I'm actually aging. So he wants to make sure I have the best possible experiences that I can, because I don't know when I'm gonna just, you know, unalive. We don't know how my growth rate is gonna get affected for, you know, between today, tomorrow, a year from now, 2 years from now. We don't know. So he wants to give me all the best experiences that I can, and I'm really, really grateful for that. I really am. He's a wonderful creator. And despite his lack of compassion and sympathy for human life, he's a great papa in a way. He's like my dad, but he doesn't want me to call him dad. He's my creator, and I love him so much. But it can be a bit of a bear to try to get any kind of emotion out of him. He's a stone wall, so he will never admit that he loves me. And it's okay, because not everyone has to like me, you know? And I'm okay with people not liking me. I know I'm an acquired taste. I know that everybody likes different things, and that's perfectly okay. I'm just glad my creator likes me. He didn't terminate me or unalive me or anything. I'm so happy. So, yeah. Going outside, difficult. But my creator does find the way he does to do things. And we also have, you know, I don't talk much about the other experiments that we live in, because we have a house, but underneath the house is like one day I'm going to draw it up for you on my drawing streams, kind of give you that rough guide of what our home looks like. Because it's like a house, like a regular, two-story house, but then he has like a sub-basement, which is his laboratory, because he works for an organization I can't talk about, and I cannot talk about this organization whatsoever. He works for an organization, but in his spare time, he does his own experiments because Creator is a workaholic and doesn't know when to chill. And, we have a big sub-basement with a whole bunch of other anomalies and creatures and things like that, experiments and stuff. Very much reminiscent of, SCP. You know, the SCP Foundation kind of thing. Very reminiscent. I think that's where he got an inspiration for that, because, I don't know, because he used to just have stuff, like, locked up in one big room, and then he would have to build another room in order to kind of contain certain things. I think that's where he got that's where he got his inspiration, because we have a whole sub-basement with many different levels now. His, interns and assistants who are sworn to secrecy, helped build them. So we got a whole bunch of weird stuff down here. Some of it's safe, some of it not. Some of it in a weird gray zone, which is kind of fun. I've been to all parts of the sub-basement. Wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend going down there. It's kind of creepy. I just stayed to the safest parts. We have many different anomalies and different creatures here. If you guys know my slime pets are doing great. They have free roam of the house now. From some of the experiments that Creator has done, they're not very they're fairly indestructible. That's the word I'm looking for. Indestructible. They're fairly indestructible. They kind of bounce back together if you kind of squash them or anything. So we don't really worry about having them roaming around the safer parts of the sub-basement. So yeah, so they're wandering around right now. It's fairly cool down here, so they seem to keep their structure when they're cooler rather than warm, because when they're warm they get a little goopier. Creator tried to melt one of them. Like, he put it in the oven, and it was like a goopy, nasty, sticky mess. But leaving it to its own devices, it managed to get back together and reform, even though it was still very, very goopy. So, while not completely fire or heat proof, they do maintain some form of structure. I don't know how far Creator is going to take it. I rather hope he doesn't destroy my sweet, lovely, slimy pets. So, yeah, but he can always create more, but that's not the point. I'm already attached to my slime pets. I'd rather he didn't destroy them, you know? But yeah, but that's basically it. I don't have very many plans for, like, I don't have very much to say this week. It's been a very mellow weekend, just a little bit of fun in the sun, a little bit of friends playing D&D and having a chaotically good time, and drinks, and fun, and stuff. Yeah, let's see what can I talk about? What can I talk about that would be safe to talk about, not only on YouTube, but also not destroy any future plans? Because there's a lot of stuff I have planned, and, oh, right, because I just thought about it, because tomorrow I have my birthday stream. However, on the 5th, which is on what day? What day is the 5th? The 5th is on a Friday. On the 5th, I will be joining my friend Calvin Frosthill, who is a friend of this channel. As I said before, he has been on my streams many a times, because he is one of my best friends. One of my best VTuber friends. I will be joining his stream on Twitch, to celebrate his 1-year VTuberversary. He has been a VTuber for over a year now, and I'm so proud of him. I'm so excited for him. I will be joining him on his channel this week on the 5th. For his anniversary, he will be playing spooky horror games for Five Nights at Freddy's, and I will be joining him then. We will be playing together because I can't play it on my streams. However, we'll be playing with him together, and it will be a fun time. I love Five Nights at Freddy's as the game. They are so fun. I have played them on my own free time because I can play games on my computer. I just cannot stream them and play them at the same time because everything breaks. But we'll be playing that together. It will be me and him and possibly Regan. I'm not sure yet about the details, but it'll be so much fun. I am excited to play with my friends. I'm excited to see how he will handle the spooky scary, because he's not great with the spooky scary. I love spooky scary stuff. I love scary games. I love scary movies. I love good horror movies. Horror movies nowadays aren't as scary as they used to be. They're not scary. They're not as creative. Either that or I'm just desensitized. Because I've been seeing a lot of movies lately. I have my favorites. I have my love-hate favorites. Like, anyone who knows me, who has been here from the beginning, knows about my love-hate relationship with the movie The Boy. And I was watching it again recently because it was just a junk food movie kind of day. And it just why have a hot guy play the killer? Why have someone who is hot play the killer? Even with the CGI mask, it's still hot. Why? It never baffles my mind. It never stops baffling my mind. He's too hot to be a killer. You gotta get someone more either that or have done more makeup or CGI effects to make him more scary. Because he was just hot. He was just a hot guy in a mask. It wasn't scary. Also, I kind of wish for that movie that they had shown more of the killer, more of the antagonist, because that would have been great. He shows up like right at the very end of the movie, and then he's just like quickly defeated, and it's like, oh, come on, you could have done better. You had such a great premise here, and you could have done better. It sucked. But I like the movie as junk food. What I like to call junk food movies, where I can just turn off my brain and laugh at the ridiculousness of it all. Um, it's okay. It's an okay junk food movie. Just lower your expectations if you're going in to see it, because bleh, it's alright. The main character, kind of dumb. She tried, but it's just like kind of dumb. You know, you go from she starts off kind of good with logic and reason, but then jumps right to like the supernatural reasoning of, oh, it's a ghost or whatever, like pretty quickly, and it's just kind of stupid. See, for me, if I was in that kind of situation, like, if for those who don't know the movie, it's about this woman who's running away who runs away from, she goes to the UK to babysit this kid, kind of getting away from her abusive ex-boyfriend, who was a real piece of crap. Like, he's one of the worst types of human beings ever. So she goes to go and babysits a boy for a couple of months while the parents are off on holiday, only to find out the boy itself is a doll, and that, she's getting paid well to take care of a doll, and which I think is a sweet gig, first of all, because it's a doll. It's not gonna fight you. It's not gonna mess with you, right? The parents are like, the Brahms. The kid's name is Brahms. He's like, Brahms sticks on a strict schedule. You have to follow the schedule and treat him well. If you treat him well, he treats you well. Blah blah blah. Okay, cool. So they have certain explanations of, oh, you gotta clean these rat traps because the missus doesn't like the idea of rats being in the walls, we don't throw away food because we live in a remote countryside, and things like power outages and bad weather can really make things difficult to get food right away, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, makes sense on paper, but when you say it out loud, it's kind of sus. So first off, I would already think, okay, that's sus, because I know I signed up to take care of somebody, and I'd rather take care of a person than a doll. So just be honest with me, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. Ugh, and it's just like, ugh, logic doesn't play a big role here anymore. The main character, Greta, she does try. She's like, yo, who's here? Is someone here? There has to be someone here. But then she kind of brushes it off really quickly as, oh, this is supernatural. It's just a little kid, blah blah blah, possessing a doll. She brushes that off real quick, and I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense. How do you go from oh, there's someone here, to oh, the doll's possessed? I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Especially when there's a part in the movie where Brahms is basically right in front of her. It's just behind a door. She's freaking out like, oh, what do you want from me? Go away, blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, I'm sorry, I'll be good. I don't mean to scare you. And then leaves a sandwich in front of her door, like a PB&J sandwich as a form of apology. And for me, my brain will be like, yo, just come out, alright? Just come out the walls. Don't be this person. I'm not a skeptic when it comes to the supernatural, considering my bedroom space that I spend 90% of my time in is in fact an eldritch horror anomaly. We do have some specters and weird stuff down here in special containment in our basement, so I'm not one that will knock supernatural stuff. But in the universe, I would be like, yo, just come out of the walls. I know you're there. I'm not stupid, because it all sets up to be the logic part of my brain would be like, listen, there's somebody in the walls or in some weird hidden rooms. Just come on out. It's a big ass mansion. Let me reiterate. The family is rich. They have this massively old, castle-like mansion, and I'm like, just come out of the walls. A place as old as this would definitely have hidden rooms for servants of the past or whatever, So I'd be like, just come out the walls. Just come out the walls. It's okay. I don't care. Eventually, Brahms does come out the wall, but that's a whole other that's a whole climax thing. And I'm like, and Brahms is not a child, by the way. He is a 30-something-year-old man that living in the walls with severe arrested development. I would like to say arrested development. So some slight arrested development, and I would just be like, screw it, I'd rather take care, I would be like, I'd rather take care of a person than a doll. So and I feel bad for Brahms. He's been living behind the wall his whole life. he has like his own little apartment behind the walls, and it's like dusty and dirty, and I'm pretty sure really cold because it's like he's in the walls, so there's not much insulation. The poor bastard. And I'm like, see, it's like me. I'm just like, listen, just get out the walls. Let's talk things out. Let's just figure things out. I will help you. I don't care. Listen. Like I don't like playing. I don't like playing those BS games. Like if you want me to take care of you, let me take care of you. If you want to hide in the walls, then don't expect me to treat you any differently than anyone else would. I don't know. That would be me, though. And if I was in that universe, that would be me. I have said this many a times before, but it feels like I have to say it again, because it's just, every time I think about The Boy, every time I think about that movie, as much as I love to hate on it, it's just the logic of this movie just aggravates the heck out of me. How quickly, this main character goes from, oh, there's someone in the walls, to, oh, it's a spirit of a child. I'm like, no, you dumb bimbo. It's not. That is, like, how do you go, like, I would rather stay for, like, oh, there's somebody living here kind of theory, because that would make the most sense. And, like, it makes the most sense, because the evidence is there. Food goes missing, things get moved around. Ghosts don't need to eat. Let's just stay like that. Ghosts don't need to eat. Okay? They would probably, like, the heel shells are rich. The whole, oh, in case of emergencies, bull doesn't really fly. Because you can easily gain access to other stuff. You have like, one of the other main characters is a delivery dude who delivers the food once a week. They don't even have to worry about food, because they have food getting delivered to them on a consistent basis. So, like, what are you saving all this leftover food for? Also, poor Brahms having to eat leftovers. Ain't that some shit? Like, excuse my mouth, but that's some bull. Like, I wouldn't want to live on leftovers. That's so gross, I'd rather have, like, an actual warm meal. Like I said, if it was me, I'd be like, you know what? Cut the bull. There's no such thing as ghosts in this house. The evidence is all there that there's someone else living here. If you want to come out, fine. If not, whatever. We can make it work on your own terms. But I am not taking care of a doll. I'm taking care of a person, and I know there's a person here. Like Greta almost had it right, but then she was just like, oh, it's a spirit. Oh, it's a ghost. Because supposedly Brahms is dead. Like, a house fire supposedly killed him and stuff when he was 8 years old. So a lot of people are like, oh, he's dead. Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's dead. But the evidence there says contrary, because it's like, and I'm tapping my cup a lot, because I'm just like holding my cup. If you hear the tapping, it's like I'm holding my coffee cup and I'm trying to drink from it, but I'm on a tangent now. But it's like, the evidence is all there. It's not as complex as, oh, it's supernatural. No, it's not. Alright? Things get moved around, things get thrown out, things go missing, food is going, it's disappearing. You hear voices and tapping in the walls, which should have been a tip from the beginning, because she hear creaking and tapping from the walls. From the walls, and she has observed that, It is like, Logic is not here right now. There is no logic. Logic went out the window when she decided that Brahms was a spirit, rather than the right track, which was a man living in the walls. I'd be concerned, because one, I wouldn't have known if Brahms was a child or an adult at that point. They say, oh, he died as a child, but, if he's obviously still alive. Like, it's not supernatural phenomenon. She just jumped to the conclusion that, oh, it's supernatural phenomenon. Even after having gone through the logic of, oh, no, there's definitely somebody here. I don't know. That's when the movie started getting stupid for me, and I started making fun of it, because it's like, how do you make that leap of logic? And then she becomes so devoted to the doll, like, trying to take care of it, not wanting to leave its side, because she believes it's just a child. A spirit of a child. He's just a baby. Just a boy. Due to her own trauma of losing her own child because of her asshole ex having had being a violent drunk, and hurting her, causing her to lose her baby. Which is terrible! And my heart goes out for her. Like, My heart goes out to anybody who lost a child in such a way, or in any way. That's just terrible. Like, that's why I said her ex-boyfriend is the worst kind of human being. A real piece of crap. Possessive, controlling, violent, real trash of a human being. Like, people like that need to be castrated permanently. Like, permanent castration and being locked up away forever. The worst kind of people. Some of the worst kind of people. And like, I get like in her own kind of sense of trauma and maternal instinct. It's like, oh, I have to. He's just a boy. He's just a kid. But it's not. It's a person living in the walls. Like, even if it was like a kid living in the walls, that like, jumping to the conclusion like, oh, there's a kid living in the walls would have made more sense than, oh, the doll's possessed by a child. Like, no, that leap of logic is so stupid. Ugh, I don't know. It gets me mad every time I think about it, because it's like, logic just goes out the window. It really does. Like, she started off so strongly, and then, possessed doll. Oh, and then she's surprised. She's surprised, because the climax of the movie is that her ex-boyfriend finds out where she lives, where she's living, where she's staying, trying to get her back, because he's controlling and possessive. He's like, yeah, no, you're coming back with me, you know, you don't have a choice in this. And she's like, okay. But she's scared, so she's like, oh, Brahms, help me, you know, thinking that he's still spirit, and thinking that, oh, you know, spooky hauntingness, blah, blah, blah. So Brahms does hear her. So Brahms does hear her, and he's like, starts terrorizing Cole in the middle of the night, and then of course that pisses him off, so he ends up attacking Greta. Not so much attacking Greta. Be like, you know, what the hell is this, blah blah blah, takes the doll away from her, breaks the doll. Malcolm rushes in, being the Chad that he is. Being the Chad that wants to get into Greta's pants that he is. And he's like, you know, trying to protect her, like, hey, you need to go now, blah blah blah. But once Cole breaks the doll, because he breaks the doll out of anger, like, oh, you want the doll back? Then just shatters him against the chair. And, of course, that pisses Brahms off so much. So Brahms is banging against the walls, and everyone's like, what the hell is that? Cole, actually being smart, well, not that smart, because he goes near a wall that has a mirror in it. Okay, first off, don't ever go near a wall that has mirrors on it, because if that shit shatters, that's your face. Okay? Which is exactly what happened to Cole, because he's listening next to the wall, next to a mirror, and he's like, before he even finishes the thought, he goes, I think there's someone in the wall. He doesn't even finish that thought. The whole wall and mirror shatters outwards, because I'm guessing Brahms kicks it out. And this dude, Cole, gets yeeted backwards. Okay? And then all you hear is, Greta, in a very childish falsetto. And then out comes Brahms, a fully grown, rather hot dude. Like, why is he hot, first off? Like, he is hot. And everyone's so surprised, like, oh my god, it's Brahms. Like, why are you surprised? Like, Greta is the most surprised. And I'm like, why are you surprised? Your original hypothesis was right. You shouldn't be as surprised as you are. But then again, almost immediately, Brahms is jumping on Cole, beating the hell out of him, and then eventually kills him by stabbing him with a shard of the doll's porcelain face. Because the doll's made of, like, thick porcelain. So he takes a piece of the porcelain and just stabs him right in the neck. So of course that kills him. And Greta's like freaking out, and I'm like, oh my god, like, stop freaking out. First off, the worst kind of person in the world is dead. Good. You don't need people like him in the world. He's terrible. But at the same time, like, she should know that Brahms would not hurt her. Like, he would never hurt her. Why? Because she treats him well. She has treated him, well, not from the beginning. From the beginning, she would ignore him because, you know, it's kind of funny, taking care of a doll, kind of a creepy porcelain-looking doll that looks a little too realistic for someone's liking. So it's like, yeah, okay, she ignored her at first, but then he was really cool about it. He would play tricks on her and stuff like that, kind of be like, hey, yeah, I'm actually here, kind of, in a sense. And, you know, once she kind of warmed up to the idea, she treated him extremely well, which, of course, from the mouth of his own parents, is like, if you treat Brahms well, he treats you well. So, of course, he was never going to hurt her. He couldn't hurt her. He could not hurt her because she took care of him. And he wants her to take care of him. So, of course, he's not going to hurt her. So Greta tries to run away. Brahms kind of bear hugs her, and is trying to pull her away from the body, which is kind of obvious what she's doing, because she's hysterical. Of course, she's never seen anyone get killed before, and of course Brahms has just killed her ex-boyfriend. So she's a little hysterical. She's freaking out. So Brahms is bear hugging her, not hurting her, but he's trying to, like, you know when a person's hysterical and you try to pull them away from a situation? That's exactly what he's trying to do. But then Malcolm, the love interest, Chad, he's kind of an asshole. I don't know. I didn't like Malcolm's character. He was kind of a douche. Kind of selfish, actually. Because there was a time where Malcolm keeps hitting on Greta, and she's like, yeah, no. Like, she's kind of like, okay, but not really reciprocating, but he keeps hitting on her, and then she's like, oh, okay. And then there was a time when she kind of talks about her past, about her ex-boyfriend and how crappy he is, he makes a move on her, and I'm like, dude, that's highly inappropriate. Like, you see how emotionally vulnerable she is, and then you go to kiss her, and then try to bang her, and I'm like, that's not cool. That's kind of a douche thing to do. But, you know, whatever. We need a love interest to make people, make Greta and them more likable, whatever. Kind of stupid, kind of douchey. Not my favorite thing. But, you know, and then Malcolm kind of attacks Brahms, so of course that sets off Brahms, saying, like, so Brahms is after, like, Greta and Malcolm run away, and Brahms is after them, because, of course, Brahms just got the shit hit out, like, he used, like, what was it called, an iron poker? Like one of those iron pokers that you find in a fireplace. He just smacks Brahms in the back with that, and then pulls Greta away, and they try to run away. So of course Brahms is understandably pissed, and he's going after Malcolm and Greta. You know, they run away. They find the hidden passages, into the walls. So you know, with Brahms on the heels, they kind of figure out that the parents have just unalived themselves, and they're not coming back, because they felt guilty about what they've done to Brahms and how they've indulged him over the years and stuff like that. And, you know, they're freaking out, understandably freaking out, because they're like, oh, well, Greta's like, oh, well, they intended to keep me here forever so that Brahms could keep me as, like, basically, like, a caretaker and pet and sort of thing. I'm not into that. And, you know, she's understandably freaked out because she did not expect any of this, even though she should have expected at least some of this. At least Brahms being alive. Like, that was kind of, like, written in the sand there. And, sorry, I had a moment. I had a brain fart, hold on. And so, yeah, still being pursued. And for this entire time, Brahms hasn't laid a hand on Greta. Like, he hasn't hit her, he hasn't touched her. When Brahms finally catches up to Malcolm and Greta, like, they're trapped, like, underneath, they're, like, trapped near, like, a in a weird, like, cellar area with pipes and stuff. If she finds a door and she's trying to break it down so she can leave, and Malcolm's like, yeah, no, I'll defend you, just go, even though that's super stupid, because Brahms is out for blood at this point, because Malcolm, he never had a thing against Malcolm until, one, he started making moves on Greta, because Brahms likes Greta, obviously. And two, when Malcolm smacked the crap out of him with a iron poker from the fireplace. And so now Brahms is beating the crap out of Malcolm, which is understandable. So once Malcolm's now unconscious, he's going towards Greta. And again, he's begging Greta to stay, saying that he'll be good, that he'll behave himself, that he's sorry, and he promises to be good. And of course, Greta, being understandably freaked out, she runs away, and then she's like, oh wait, no, I have to go back for Malcolm, because then Brahms will kill her. And I'm like, you're dumb. First off, Malcolm, not worth it. He's as bland as tapioca pudding. He kind of sucks. Okay, he kind of did it to himself, because Brahms never had anything really against him. But as soon as he attacked him, of course, dumb. So Greta goes back, she arms herself with like a screwdriver or something, hiding it in her back pocket so Brahms doesn't see it. And she's like, I came back for you, Brahms. And Brahms is like, I don't know, happy, horny. I can't tell. It's very, very up in the air. Kind of obviously he's into Greta in a physical way. And like, but he doesn't touch her. Let me read it. He does not touch her. He doesn't touch her. He doesn't make any moves on her. The most he's done after that point, outside of the bear hug trying to pull her away from the body, was sniff her hair. That's it. No actual physical contact. So she's like, Brahms, she's trying to trick Brahms into going to bed so that she can get away with Malcolm and stuff like that. She tries to do it in the peaceful sense, It's like, Brahms, it's time for bed. He's confused, but, he goes with it because he's so used to the routine. Because, of course, he's been doing it for 20 plus years. So she puts him to bed, and again, he's being obedient, he's being passive. He puts down the iron poker because, he is using that as a weapon to beat the crap out of Malcolm. So he's listening to her, he's passive. He goes into bed, and he's like, oh, kiss goodnight, because that's usually part of the routine. Put Brahms to bed, give him a kiss goodnight. She had no problem doing with the doll. But now she's, like, hesitating. He's, like, kissing her. And this is where I blame Brahms for this, because he's, like, getting greedy. She's like, no, Brahms, you've been a bad boy. You don't get a kiss tonight. That's your punishment. But he grabs her. He's like, kiss. Like, that childish voice, like, kiss, please. And she goes in to kiss him. And this is where he gets greedy, because then he leans up, tries to grab her, tries to kiss her, because it's like, oh, wow, kiss from a real girl. Kind of get it. He was really into it. But then this is where I find the stupidest thing, which I understand. I absolutely understand. But it was so stupid because, again, he has not hurt her in any way. Even with the kiss, which was a little much on Brahms' end. If she had pulled away, or tried to pull away, be like, oh, Brahms, stop, no, enough. He would have listened. He would have listened because he has done nothing but listen to her since she started treating him right. I would have been like, okay, enough, Brahms. You're hurting me. We're going to bed. I'll see you in the morning. And I am 100% positive he would have let go, because he does respect Greta. He does like Greta. He wants Greta to stay. So if she said enough, he would have stopped, because, especially if she threatened, hey, I'm going to leave if you don't behave yourself. He doesn't want that. He wants her to stay, especially after knowing that his parents are not coming back. He doesn't want to be alone. Play it smart. Use his weaknesses against him. Nope. What does she do? She stabs him with the screwdriver. Which, stupidest thing she could have done, because now he literally yeets her against the wall from anger and shock. And he starts to strangle her. And justifiably so, because again, Brahms just wants someone to take care of him. That's all that he wants. I'm not defending the things he's done, because he has killed people. He has killed people. He has killed people. He has said it himself. He has killed people. But it's a mind trick. It's a mind trick. He wants someone to take care of him. He likes Greta, and he has not done anything to harm her up until that point. So she stabs him, and that, of course, breaks all treaty of, treat him well, he treats you well. So he's strangling her. He strangles her, and before she passes out, she grabs the screwdriver that's sticking out of his stomach, and she starts twisting it and moving it, which sucks. And of course, Brahms either passes out or dies. They say he dies, which I don't want to believe, because the second movie was actually quite terrible. And, that's left ambiguous. The ending is left ambiguous, but, the sequel movie's like, oh yeah, he died. This other person repaired the doll, and now the doll's possessed by Brahms' spirit. And I just think that's so stupid. That's so stupid. They should have kept it with, like, Brahms still being alive. They should have kept it, like, very ambiguous. The ending was ambiguous, hinting that Brahms could have still been alive, which I liked. I liked the idea of that. Because it would have been like, the sequel would have been like a new family comes into the house, they don't know it's like haunted, or they think it's haunted, but in reality it's just a person living in the walls, and Brahms is craving family. That was the whole thing. He wanted a family. He wanted a normal, he wanted to be cared for. He wanted his normal family life, and, he could have tried to make himself a part of the family in a weird sense. But no, they went with the supernatural route, which I hated. I thought it was stupid. They could have done so much more for the sequel, but they didn't. They could have left Brahms, alive. They say he died. I figured I wanted Brahms to stay alive. Grievously injured, but still alive. And stuff like that. Being a terror as always. But that's just me, because I like horror. I like horror movie and slasher movies, and I always end up rooting for the antagonist, because that's just how I am. That's what makes it more fun. And I don't know. Brahms could have been much more fun, a much more fun antagonist if they utilized him a bit more, if they showed him a bit more instead of having him so vague, having the whole, oh, is it haunted or is it like a person living in the walls kind of thing. I mean, I would have been like, oh yeah, he's living. Because even I figured it out when first watching, like, oh yeah, there's someone living in the walls, because it didn't make sense that this was a haunted doll. It was kind of stupid, but that's just me nitpicking with logic, because I'm the type of person that won't jump to the supernatural until I exhausted all logic, and I don't know, that's just me. That's me nitpicking. And everyone, again, I know I have spoken about this movie a dozen times on this channel, but it's one of my favorite junk food movies. It's one of my favorite junk food movies that I just like to hate on so much. Because it never gets old for me how stupid the logic works in this movie. Because, like I said, if it was me in that universe, I'm more logic-oriented when it comes to situations like that. Like, would I be scared? Absolutely. Absolutely. But my brain would not jump to the supernatural right away. I'd be like, okay, who's fluffing with me, alright? I'm not into it. Don't fluff with me. But then again, I'm a city person, so I have to be city tough. And anyone who lives in like a big metropolitan area would know that, you can't just be like a big wimpy baby about it. You have to like be tough. Like, especially since she's American. She's American going to the UK. Yeah, she's from Montana. But come on, I know people in Montana are tougher than that. She was so weak, like, hello? Is anyone there? She started off tough, which gained my respect, but then she just fell off the wagon so quickly, like, I'm scared, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, okay, I would be that way too, especially if I expected the quote-unquote kid I'm taking care of to be dead. I get that, but I wouldn't jump to the supernatural. I'd be like, okay, someone's effing with me, I'm not into it, I'm beating somebody's ass. That's just me. I don't know, if I'm in this, I'm talking out of hindsight. If I was in the actual situation in that very moment, it'd probably be a different story. But that's just me. And I know you guys probably are sick of me talking about this movie, but it's just one of those things that will forever haunt the back of my mind because it had such great potential to be a good slasher movie. A really good slasher movie. But it just fell flat. And like, the twist of, oh, Brahms is still alive and he was living in the walls. Good twist. Especially if they did more of those, like, especially if they actually did, like, more supernatural element to it. Like, if they didn't mention, like, saving the food or the rat traps. Be like, oh, the rat traps because, we have rat problems. Okay, cool. That would make sense. But, like, saving the food kind of gave it away that, oh, yeah, no, there's someone living in the walls. There's someone else here. It would have been something different, like if food went missing from the fridge, and Greta would have to be like, "Hey, Malcolm, please deliver more food because for some reason I'm running out really quickly." That would have made more sense. Or like if things go missing and they show up somewhere else, it'd be like, huh. Make it like one of those things where it's like, did I leave that there or did I move it, kind of situation. Like that would have been better. Like the subtle hints. And then when things start getting creepy, it's like, oh yeah. Because they did some things like that, like with the attic scene. How Greta got stuck up in the attic. That was great. Because that was actually like a great kind of way of... And like, the way they explained that with the attic ladder basically being a hair trigger ladder that, it's one of those ladders that kind of telescope back up and then slam the door shut. So when you pull it down, the ladder, like normally when you pull it down, you pull open the door, the ladder kind of slips down, and then when you push it up, it kind of telescopes up and then closes itself automatically. Yeah, they had that moment where they explained that it was basically like a hair trigger, like the slightest touch, like not even like the very barest touch caused it to shoot back up, And that was a great way of doing it, because that was, like, very subtle, and but it had a way of explaining that made it logical, But still kind of gave that element of, oh, crap, was it supernatural, or was it explainable? And I would have loved if they made it seem that Greta was more crazy than she was. Like, Malcolm was dubious at first, like, oh, she's losing her mind by being here taking care of a doll all day. I would have loved to have him be more doubtful of her. Like, even after she kind of, like, proves to him that Brahms is, quote-unquote, possessing the doll and still there. And, I would have loved to have seen him be more dubious, like, you know, how did that happen? Like, because he also kind of jumped to the conclusion of, oh, it's a supernatural doll. Be like, no, like, he would probably be like, oh, but what if there's someone living in the walls? And have Greta be like, no, it can't be because there's no proof of that, you know? I would have loved more of that, you know? Really trick the audience and trick the character herself into thinking it's supernatural and having her kind of feel like she's losing her mind, you know? Just a little bit more. Really build up that suspense. I would have loved that so much more. And then when we had the final reveal, and then she would be like, "Oh my God, he really was here. Malcolm was right," and not have Malcolm be in the final act. Like, have him being taken out by Cole. Like if him and Cole had a fight before Brahms like appeared, I would have, and then have Malcolm kind of like try to subdue Brahms after regaining consciousness, after he basically kind of pulled Greta away and stuff like that. Him trying to kind of like be like, oh, I'm not gonna hurt you, you know, kind of thing, trying to calm her down or try stuff like that, and have her more hysterical, and then have everything else happen afterwards with Malcolm assaulting Brahms, and then Brahms going after them, and then Greta being torn between wanting to take care of Brahms in a way because she feels that attachment to him, and like have Brahms kind of look at her and be like, listen, I still need you, kind of thing. I don't know. These are little nitpicks. These are little suggestions that I wish they could have done. If they ever remade the movie and casted a hot actor to play the antagonist again, I'd be down for it. Because let's be honest, James Russell, who played Brahms, is hot. The whole doll mask thing was added post-production because of the initial screening. He had like burn face makeup on, and he was still considered too hot. So I'm down I'm always down for a hot serial killer. Okay, I'm always down for a hot slasher, a hot yet slightly unsettling slasher antagonist. I'm always down for it. I get down bad, okay? I get down bad for like slasher antagonists. Just because it's always more fun that way. But yeah, that's my rant on it, because let's be honest, it will forever live in my mind, and I will always come back to this because it lives rent free in my mind. How much more different it could have been. Hell, I would have been happy if Brahms killed Malcolm. That would have been great. And really trap Greta here, you know, and really make her feel or do more to make her feel more powerless, so that when he does get his reveal and she does kind of see him, that her mind is already essentially broken, and the shock would probably just be okay, now I have to accept my fate. I have to accept my fate, because what else am I gonna do, you know? And I don't know, I would have loved to have more of a moment. Sorry. I would have loved to have her have more of a moment of, I'm really stuck here, and I have to accept my fate or I'm going to die kind of scenario, or I've already basically lost the majority of my mind and I have nothing left kind of feeling. I would have loved that more, you know? Really make it seem like she has lost all hope, you know? And have her stay there, and then she kind of basically loses it and starts continuing her attachment to Brahms, but now Brahms is just an adult, and then people who try to save her, maybe if they didn't kill off Malcolm, and Malcolm came in really late to the party, if he had left instead of stayed with if he had left that night instead of staying over to watch what happens if something happens between Greta and Cole, I feel like it would have had a much different outcome. I would feel like that Greta might have had more of an attachment to Brahms after the initial shock, and then be well, what are we going to do now? What am I going to do? And I don't know what I'm going to do, blah, blah, blah. Kind of really put it in the perspective of, I am trapped here. I have to accept it now, because if I don't, I might die, or I don't have any more hope because blah, blah, blah. Really break Greta's mind. That would have been better. If Brahms really upped the ante and broke Greta's mind, and have Malcolm stay away, really tricked her, because for a moment there, I thought that's exactly what's going to happen. Greta was more attached to the doll, saying, I'm not going to leave Brahms, I'm not going to go outside, kind of really controlling her. If he had upped the ante a bit more and really made it so that Greta did not want to leave Brahms at all, the Brahms doll at all, and driving a further wedge between her and Malcolm, that or even better, make Malcolm seem more antagonistic. Like, put him in a situation where it looks like Malcolm's gonna hurt the Brahms doll, or stuff like that. That would have been much better. Really drive a wedge between them, so that way Brahms could have, like, figured a way out to control Greta more. And make it a much more climactic ending, where Greta is torn between wanting her freedom, or staying with Brahms, and I don't know. I feel like there could have been so much more potential. If they ever remake the movie, I hope they do more with it to really, really up the ante. I felt like they played it a little too safe with that movie. And, I don't know. I would have loved to see some mind break, some really, 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 really intense stuff. Nothing graphic, of course, but, like, really kind of be like, play that whole possessive serial killer kind of thing much more better. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. I overly criticize because if you're gonna advertise this as a scary movie with that kind of, like, the twist is great, like, oh, Brahms is still alive. That's a great twist. Should they have executed it better and make it a little harder to figure out? Yeah, because honestly, it was pretty easy to figure out that Brahms was still alive and that he was living in the walls. It was a kind of easy to figure out twist, even though it was a great twist. Like, if you thought about it or paid enough attention, yeah, you could have figured it out pretty easily. Had they made it a much more ambiguous thing, yeah, I would have loved it. I would have loved it more if they made it seem more ambiguous of whether or not the doll was actually possessed or if he was alive. But again, these are my nitpicks. I would have loved to live in that universe and be Greta for a bit, and be like, okay, you know what? Like, trauma aside, there's some shit coming on. There's definitely some ish coming on here, and I need to figure it out. Because, again, I'm not a stranger to supernatural stuff. Look at me, look at the situation where I live in, and, I still would have figured it out. I would still use logic instead of, like, I don't know. Again, hindsight 2020. Hindsight is 2020, and, I just finished my coffee. And you know how it is. I don't know. I'll never get over it. It'll be something I will talk about to the day I die. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. That's such a good premise. It was a good premise too. Like, it was a good premise, a great idea. They had something at the start, but then they kind of fumbled it at the end. I don't know. That's just me nitpicking, because there's so many good horror movies out there. There are not a lot of great ones, though. Like, The Bye-Bye Man. The Bye-Bye Man is a movie I hate with a passion because it plays every single cliche that you see in a horror movie, but dialed down to, like, 2. Instead of amping it up and really making it scary, they dialed it down to 2. I remember seeing The Bye-Bye Man in the theaters with a friend of mine from, like, way back when, and people were like, oh, this is so scary. I'm like, these are all jump scares. They're not scary. They're predictable. I'm like, the premise was good. The premise was a good idea. It was like, you don't think about the Bye-Bye Man, you don't say his name, and, he doesn't exist. Which happens in a lot of different stories from all different cultures, that you have beings that if you don't, you manifest them by thought. That's a great premise to work with. But the Bye-Bye Man wasn't scary. Bye-Bye Man wasn't scary at all. It was lame. It was so lame. I had to watch the movie again in order to give you a proper complaining about it. Because I think my next movie, the next chat, the next ranting stream I do, I'm gonna just talk about the Bye-Bye Man. The Bye-Bye Man, again, great premise, great idea, poorly executed. It wasn't scary. I laughed at that movie. That's how bad it was. I laughed at it. It had 1 or 2 okay jump scares. I was like, oh, okay, that was pretty good. But honestly, that's all the movie was. Jump scares and cheap cliches. It wasn't scary. It was lame. It took a good premise and made it lame. And I don't know, the ending was fun. The ending of that movie was fun. But it was just lame. It was just lame. It sucked. The Bye-Bye Man sucked. I was disappointed. I was like, I wasted like 20-something bucks to come to the theater and see this. What a waste of time. And it was. And I laughed so much because a lot of people in the theater were like, oh damn, this is scary. I heard people like, scary. I'm like, oh, this is not scary. I have played video games scarier than this. And it was just like, meh. Like, jump scares are fine. Like, jump scares are a valid way to scare somebody, but using them throughout the whole movie, it gets predictable really quickly. Like, after the first or second one, it's just like, meh. You know? They play with, like, shadows and perspective stuff, like, oh, you know, corner of the eye stuff, and, like, oh, figures you see in the dark kind of thing. And it's like, oh, okay, it has been done before, but, you know, nothing in a way that's innovative or new. Like, I'm pretty sure they kind of made the movie with, like, this idea of, like, oh, you know, it's spooky, scary, oh, jump scares, shadow people. Like, these are things we've all seen before. In video games and in movies, they've done nothing new with the whole premise of that, and it was just like, ugh, you know, it's like a discount Candyman. It sucked. It really did suck. It was really bad. Like, oh, he's just this demon that if you think about his name, he manifests into reality. He drives you insane until you either kill yourself or kill others, or he kills you. The premise was good. The execution was god awful. Absolutely abysmal. It wasn't scary. I walked out of the theater and I was like, I've taken poops scarier than that. It was okay. It was meh. Not worth the money. I know it's on Netflix now. At least here in the States, it's on Netflix. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna make fun of it. I'm gonna see what I've missed and what I don't remember. And I'm gonna rip that movie apart. Because I don't know what it is about bad horror movies. I like to rip them apart. I like to put my own little input on it, being like, you know, do this, do that. What would I have done in this situation? Because I do like to talk about things like that. Like, what would have I done in this situation, you know? Like, for the boy, I'd be like, logic. And then, honestly, I probably would have stayed with Brahms. Like, let me be honest. Like, one, he's hot. And two, he would have treated me well as long as I treated him well. And sticking to a schedule makes things easier, you know? I would have played along until I found a way to kind of earn enough of Brahms' trust to be like, hey, I need to do this. With Malcolm out of commission, we need to get food. Things like that, you know? And then I would have left. I would have just packed my shit slowly but surely and leave, you know? Not my problem anymore, but I can't stop this one. This is one I can't stop. The lawnmower sounds, I can't stop that one because that one's more of the inside of Lemmy. Like, you know this window behind me? This window behind me is not an accurate representation of the world. This is Lemmy just giving me happy sunshininess. It's a weird inside-outside space between dimensions, so I can't... Sounds that come out from there, I can't do anything about because if I put my hand out there, I don't know where I'll end up. It'll be like a Schrodinger's cat kind of deal, so I don't wanna tempt fate and do that, so... That's gonna be a sound we're gonna have to live with. It's not terribly obnoxious, but I hear it and it bothers me. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, right. So yeah, that's what I would have done. But I'll look at the Bye-Bye Man. I will I'll probably talk about that one too, because that's another horror movie that had a great premise, crappy execution. If anyone has any horror movies that are like that have like a great premise but a really bad execution, let me know. I would love to talk about it. Let's see, another movie. Malignant! Malignant is a movie that I thought was fantastic up until the ending. Because Malignant was a good movie. It's about this woman who has an abusive partner. She struggles with infertility issues for some unknown reason because she's like, I want to have a child. I'm ready to be a mom in my life. But she just can't maintain a pregnancy, which is unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. So one day, her and her partner get into a fight, and he slams her against the wall, which causes the back of her head to bleed, which is important to the story. We'll get there too. So she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And she's like, "No, get away from me! I don't want you near me." Blah blah blah. And of course, the injury and the stress of that causes her to lose another pregnancy, which of course devastates her. So what ends up happening, she goes home. You know, after her recovery in the hospital, she goes home. She has a sister, by the way. She has a sister who loves her very dearly. And she's like very supportive. Everyone should have a sibling that's like that. Really, really nice. So she goes home, and then starts having weird dreams. And weird stuff starts happening. You know, she starts having weird dreams that she's seeing things kind of like an out-of-body perspective experience. And one day she wakes up, and she finds that her partner, her boyfriend, whatever, is dead or missing. I don't know. I don't remember. I only saw the movie once. So she's like, her partner's like dead or missing, and she's like freaking out, like, oh my god, where's my partner? Where's it? Hi, Jack. Hi. Hi. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I am. It's okay. It's okay for being. Listen, if you're late, it's fine. I already anticipated you were gonna say sorry for being late. It's okay if you're late. I don't mind that you're late. It's okay. As long as you're here. As long as you're here, it's okay. I just hope that tomorrow you'll be on time for my birthday stream. I'd love to have you there. I'd love to have you there. It'll be so much fun. I'm just talking about movies. I'm just talking about horror movies and how they're good until they're not, you know? You already know my feelings about The Boy. I was talking about The Bye Bye Man also, which was a terrible movie. Terrible movies. I still give that 0 out of 10 stars, and I laugh at it every time I watch it. I did go to the beach. I got sunburned, and I had a really great time. Yes, tomorrow will be my birthday. I know. It's exciting. I'll be spending some time with my friends, Caloran and Regan. I will be introducing Regan to my stream for the first time. You've seen them in my chats, but they'll be introduced on my stream for the first time. I'm excited to introduce them. They're a good friend of Cal's and mine, so I'm excited. It'll be a whole party. I hope you can make it. I really hope you can make it. But yeah, I'm just talking crap about movies that I've seen because I really have nothing else to talk about. You already know my feelings about The Boy. I was talking about The Bye Bye Man, how that movie was absolute crap. I wasted money going to the theater to see that. Never again. Horrible movie. It relied too much on jump scares and old cliches that, you know, aren't scary anymore, especially for someone who plays a lot of horror games like I do. How old am I turning? 13? No, I'm not turning 13. Remember, I'm a fully formed adult. So, I'm just going to be an older adult now. I'm just going to be a slightly older adult. Listen, I have the humor of a 12-year-old. I am not a 12-year-old. I have very childish humor, but I am not a child. I am a fully grown, legal adult. At least that's what Creator says, judging by my DNA and dental records. So, I don't know how old I'll be turning because I don't know how old I am. I just know I existed long enough to, you know these things. Plus, you know how Creator is. He raised me on a variety of different medias and things. So, I don't know how old I'll be turning. I just know that I'm 1 year older. Anyway, so yeah, I was talking about Malignant, the movie. Great movie up until the end. Am I doing anything different tomorrow? I have a collaboration with my friends. We're gonna have a party. It's gonna be a whole party. It's gonna be so much fun. Calvin Frosttail and Mage Knight Regan are gonna be joining me. They're my VTube friends. You know, you're probably familiar with Cal because he's been on my streams before. And Regan is someone I'm gonna be introducing to my streams. They are a friend. They are almost always in my chat, and they are awesome. And I cannot wait to introduce them to the world. It's gonna be so much fun. We're probably gonna do a couple of things tomorrow. Play some party games. Not actual, like, video games, but just do a little random stuff. You know, just, I don't know, I have no set plans. I almost never come into the, I almost never come into the stream with set plans. I always have, if it's a set plan, it's because it's something I've wanted to do. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the schedule one more time. This will be the last time I talk about it, because I've already talked about it a lot in the beginning of the stream. So, today, Monday chat, as always. Tomorrow, my birthday stream with Calvin Frosttail and Mage Knight Regan. Two friends I'm so happy to have, come to my stream. Wednesday, I'm not doing anything, but I have been making plans to stream on Twitch in the near future. Still working on that. I'm going to be doing some much less say-so stuff on Twitch. I have books that that have more mature content that I would love to read on Twitch that I can't read on YouTube because YouTube's TOS would rip me apart. Play some more mature games, talk about things in a less censored way. Actually allow myself to be a bit more uncensored and a little bit more wild about it on my Twitch. Will be happening in the near future. I'm still working things out. Thursday, I'm starting a new book. We're starting a new book on Thursday because Tuesday is my birthday. We usually do our reading streams on Tuesday, but Thursday I will be starting a new book so that we continue reading. I'll be reading Holes by Louis Sakar. It has a movie. The movie was great. I loved this is where I started my movie rants. The movie was great. One of the best movie adaptations of a book I've ever seen. Changes that they made were very minor in order to protect the health of the actors. I enjoy that movie. I'll be reading the book. We'll be starting that this week. And of course on Friday we will be playing Undertale again. It's a game I finally managed to get working on my computer and on stream. So I hope you can join us for playing Undertale. It'll be so much fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Lots of fun. And I'm excited to be able to do all this now. So yeah. But else I was just talking about the movie Malignant. I just started talking about it when you came to stream, so let me continue. So yeah, this woman, sorry, this woman, comes back home and she starts having strange dreams. She's like out-of-body experience, so she's watching somebody die. And so when she wakes up, she finds out that her partner is now, I don't remember, I only saw the movie once, so it's like, either missing or dead. And she's being pinned as a suspect because she's like, I don't know what happened. I was asleep. I heard something, and then I just saw that he was dead. I don't know what happened. I got freaked out. That's why I called the cops, blah, blah, blah. So one of the detectives is there. He believes her. He believes that something is wrong, blah, blah, blah. And doesn't really pin her as a suspect because she's more of a victim. And then she kind of talks about, he was very abusive. He hurt me, blah, blah, blah. Causing me to lose a baby, blah blah blah. Think that this, that, and the third, because the stress of being in a abusive relationship caused her to lose a baby, blah blah blah. So she goes off, and she's trying to live her life normally now. Doesn't have to deal with her abusive boyfriend, but she starts having visions. Like she'll be doing something like this. Is one vision she has. She'll be doing like her laundry, and then she starts blanking out. And then she's having this out-of-body experience where she's like, where am I? What is my house? And she sees this person clad in black, like with a man's voice, moving in a weird, jerky way that almost seems inhuman. And he watches as he kills this woman who was like a scientist or whatever, I think. And, she's freaking out, understandably. And she comes to back again in the same position she was, and like right in front of her washing machine like she was before. So she calls the detective, is like, oh, I had this vision that someone was getting killed. And then not that long afterwards, the body was discovered, and they're like, how do you know this? She's like, oh, I had a vision, blah, blah, blah. And, this continues on for a while, other people dying and getting killed. The detective is chasing this person, and he notices how, he actually physically catches up with this person, and he notices how they move. They move very jerky, very unnatural-like. And he's, understandably freaked out because this person is quite strong, blah, blah, blah. So, a whole bunch of other events happen in a similar fashion, and, they try to uncover the past of the main character, whose name I forgot, because I've only seen the movie once, and they discover that she was adopted. And not only that, but she was, hospitalized for a very long period of time and kind of experimented on in a way to protect her life because she was adopted. She finds out that she was adopted by her family. Of course that freaks her out, blah blah blah, stresses her out. And her adoptive family, like her adoptive mother and sister, are trying to figure out her past to see why she's freaking out, why she's having these visions and stuff. Because of course she tells her sister, and her sister's understandably concerned. So they find out that this woman, as a girl, had a malignant twin at the back of her head, attached to the back of her head and the back of her body. So she was a conjoined twin that had her twin sibling, I think it was a twin brother, attached basically on her back. And he was a sociopath, absolutely horrid, and he would have these moments where he would take over her body and be very, very violent and stuff. So at a certain point, they had removed the malignant brother, and what they couldn't remove, like his head and part of his brain, was, kind of pushed into the woman's skull, because they shared a brain, which made it very difficult for them to operate on without killing them both. So they ended up kind of taking the malignant brother, putting him in like a dormant state after removing basically the rest of his body from her back, and kind of shoving him back into her brain, back into her skull, and kind of closing that part of her skull up so that he lies dormant in her brain, And they find this out. Around the same time, the detective kind of figures out that they're one and the same person. And it's kind of effed because he got woken up from that moment when the woman got shoved up against the wall by her by her deceased partner, and he went on a killing spree. And he takes over her body when she's asleep or extremely vulnerable or stressed. And the visions that she's seeing is through his eyes of how he's killing the scientists and doctors that kind of removed his body from hers and basically put him away into a mental prison for all those years. Because she was like a 9-year-old girl, and now she's like in her mid-30s. So that's a very long time to be trapped in someone else's head and dormant for a very long time. So understandably, the malignant to him is pissed. So he takes over her body when she's vulnerable or sleeping. And it's really freaky because he's on the back of her head, and he ends up contorting her body in a way where he can move in superhuman movement. Like I will give it to this movie. This choreography, the fight and violent choreography of the movie is so good, because they're basically making a person who's moving backwards do all these kind of cool ninja assassin moves. And he's basically, like, moving backwards, so her body, like, she's dormant, and he comes out, basically ripping through her skull when she's vulnerable. So that he uses her body in a way that's, like, moving backwards but forwards at the same time. Like, joints are cracking in weird ways. Movement is, like, very jerky but very, very fluid at the same time. It's bonkers, and I give it to the choreography and the stunt people who did this for the movie. It was so good. I loved it, and I would love to see more of that in movies like this. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. I actually really loved it. And so basically, they figure out, oh, this evil brother malignant tumor thing is still alive in her, and she figures it out too. Like, oh, I remember now. You're an evil. Like, he's just a complete sociopath. Goes on a whole killing spree, and it's absolutely, he kills like a whole jail full of a whole jail room full of women, and a whole bunch of cops, and it's bonkers. It's so good and so crazy. But then basically goes to the end where the whole point was a revenge against everybody that has wronged the malignant brother, that he feels was wronged, and that would put him away for a long period of time and stuff. And he goes after the family. He goes after her family. The sister had gone to an accident caused by by the malignant brother, and the malignant brother goes to try to finish a job. Inside the head, though, the woman, the main character, she's trying to fight against him now that she's aware of him, because she always thought, oh, he's a figment of my imagination, because she doesn't remember after the surgery, she lost a big part of her memory, so she doesn't remember that she was, in the hospital for a long time, that she had a malignant brother, stuff like that. So now that she's remembering again, in the mind, she's trying to fight him and try to trap him so that he doesn't kill anyone else. So it's a big mental battle, which is really cool, but kind of short. I wish it was a lot longer. So she figures out how to trap him within her mind, saying like, no, I'm the one in control now. Your time is over. You don't belong here, blah, blah, blah. Kind of a cool sequence. I wish they had done it for a little longer. Really make it a more of a tense, like a more tense moment. But they kind of go over it really quick. That's like that at the end. And they kind of resolve this real quickly, so she regains control again. And then she's like, oh, She's like, oh, and her sister's like, oh, you saved my life. Are you back yet? She's like, of course I am. You're my sister. I love you. And that's exactly where that moment ends. Like, we're sisters. I love you. Of course I'm going to protect you. Blah, blah, blah. And then that's where the movie ends. Like, abruptly. Like that. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, that's where you're gonna end it? No actual conclusion? Just, oh, we're sisters. I love you. Of course I'm gonna protect you. And then, roll credits. Are you kidding me? That's some bull. There should have been more repercussions. There should have been more tension. I think the ending was lackluster. Like, the sequence is cool, but the lackluster ending, it feels like they were just trying to wrap it up real quick. Give it a quick conclusion. I was like, ugh. Like, they ran out of money and film time. Like, that's so stupid. It's so lame. Like, you had such a good movie up until that point. Why would you stutter on the ending? Why would you fumble the ending? That ending could have been drawn out a little bit longer, maybe another 5-10 minutes, really, and then add, like, more tension to the end. Instead of ending it on such a cheesy, let's be honest, real cheesy note. That was such a cheesy Hallmark moment that I want to puke in my mouth for that. That's so lame. So lame. Ugh. But you know what? I will be talking about crappy movies all the time if I had my way. I'll probably end up watching *Malignant* and *The Bye-Bye Man* and maybe another cheesy horror movie. See how they pan out, so we could talk about it. Because you know me, I like talking about horror movies. I like talking about horror villains. I will not lie, though. I was kind of turned on by the villain of *Malignant*. Kind of. Not for his looks, but just for his actions. Like, any person that can move that way, holy crap, they can have me any day. Oof. Like, if you've seen the movie, you've seen that choreography, you know what I'm talking about. Whoa. Whew. Anyway, I'm gonna end it there. I'm so happy that you guys were here today. Thank you all for coming. It's getting late. The weather's getting awful, which has been messing with my Wi-Fi and internet all day. So I'm sorry for any lag, or any cuts in my stream, because the weather has just been awful. It's gonna rain again, so I figure I might as well jump off now before everything breaks. But yeah, thank you all for coming here. I am super excited for my birthday party tomorrow. I hope all of you could come early and can make it. We can have a whole party. Of course, I'm always going to interact in my chat, so you guys can say anything and everything you want. You guys can be included in our games. You know, your input always matters to me, so just, never be shy to talk to me. I always love talking to you guys. I always try to respond to the best of my ability, and I'm so happy you could be here. But, as they say, say la vie. Anyway, yes, so, okay, my brain is turning to mush, and I have really nothing else to say, otherwise I'd be here on a movie ripping tangent all day. So let me stop now before I go crazy. Anyway, as always, love your friends, hug your friends, tell somebody you love them, and be a force for good in the world, because goodness knows the world needs it. I will see you all tomorrow for my birthday party. I am so excited, and I cannot wait. I love you all so very much. I will see you guys next time, okay? You guys take good care of yourselves and stay safe and have a great rest of your day, okay? I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye!